All right, welcome back to Second Chance Iron. I got a surprise for you. I wish we could have done a how-to or a will it start video, but we couldn't because at the time we were just trying to get her going, and plus we didn't have any internet anyway. So it's kind of an after deal, but I'm going to take you along for the rest of the way because we still got a lot of stuff to do on it. But I got a big surprise for you. Here it is. There you go. A 1980 KW 900A. Yes. I love it. It's a dump truck. It used to be a semi. Used to be. But they were hauling a side dump with it, and he didn't like this. The old man, I guess, is the guy I bought it from. His old man didn't like the semi part of it, so he said put the 10-yard box on it. So he did, and that's what they did. So then he drove this one around the whole time. Now this one, basically when we got it, she was sitting, I'll put some pictures down. She was sitting in the trees where I found her. All the tires are shot, every single one of them. The frame, or the front axle, I guess, was actually in the sand. This tire I had to change out because the other one had a flat spot. I think it was clear up to here, and it was not going to take a bead, so I went and got a newer tire for that and put that on, and we actually drove it home. It's about, what was it, 150 miles, 200 miles, 150 miles I think it was. But we drove her home. We had put another one up, but the other tire I had to replace while we were out there was this one, because again it blew out on the inside of the tire that was on outside here. And yeah, I know I need new tires. These are just to keep it going around so we can test drive it and get all the bugs worked out of it. But there was a hole in the back, or the gap in the back, but it's clear at the bottom where the flat spot was. And airing it up, the air was just going straight out of it. So I replaced this tire and that front tire just to get it home. Trying to think what else we did to it to get it home. Yeah, I wish it was going to be just batteries and start it up and go home, but first thing we had to do was, well, let's open the hood up first. You guys probably want to see that. Or should we do the inside? We'll do the inside first. Show you what we got. It's got a 9-speed transmission. Of course, I kind of redid some of the inside. Found a CB, installed it, got it working. Air horn, I'm still, maybe you guys can answer some questions on that for me. But put a radio in. Speakers worked then at that point. I think the radio was bad, so I didn't get to listen to no tunes on the way home, but I had to put 2 new seats in it. The one over there we had to take out on where we found it because the air tank, which I'll show you, but the air tank was underneath the seat. And the seat that was here on this side wasn't the best. So I found 2 seats, so I was like, well, the heck with it, I'll throw both of them in. They recline, they're air ride. The only thing, I gotta get something for the back. I gotta get the seat belt that hooks up to here, I think somewhere over here, and then the seat belts that go on just the seat itself. But I gotta get the strap that goes from here to the back. Now the other side, it didn't have any air ride, so the seat belts are still in it on the floor. I think they're right. Yeah, there's one of them. I don't know if you see the other one or not, but anyway, I had to take the headliner down for the air horns. So that, we'll get into that in a little bit. But I gave her a little spray paint to touch her up because it had a lot of nasty marks on it, and it's cracked up pretty good over there. A little bit of crackage on the side over there, and then up here you can see it's kind of cracked too. But so I got the wires hooked up. I still got to get all the little clips that hold it all in. I still got to get those kind of buffed up because they're all rusted. But the fan, the heater fan, no AC. I know, here's your AC right here. But the heater fan, blower motor, whatever you want to call it, for the heater, wasn't working. And of course it's full of mud daubers, so I got it all cleaned up. And while I had it off, I went in and spray painted all that. Let's see. What else we got? Water temp, I mean, all the gauges work. I did notice you had to get her up to about 1200 RPM to get the alternator to actually start kicking in, but she's working. Everything works except for this gauge here. This was actually missing when we got it. Tried looking online to get it replaced, and it's like, I don't know, it's like $100 for these two little lenses. But when I was cleaning everything up, I found it right down in there. So everything else works except for, let's see, the two air gauges work. I can't remember if that one works or not, the application. The temperature front and rear axles, I haven't got those working yet, or the temperature for the transmission. Now the switches for the lights, I got to figure out something for the dash. These little switches are $117 a piece, I think, is what they quoted me at Kenworth. But the connections in the back are kind of, well, they're old, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But so I checked into those, but yeah, that's a lot. Let's see, the panel light there doesn't work for the rheostat on it. Throttle works, both wipers work, put new wipers on it. Washer jug, I'll ask you guys a question on that. Here's another question. I got the red, the blue, or red and yellow. There's your blue. What does the blue do? If the blue's out, she won't move if these two are in, but I can leave that in and she still sits with these two out. So I'm so used to the newer trucks, they got this one and that one for your trailer. What's the blue one for? If you guys could help me out and tell me exactly which one does what. This one I heard was tractor, and then this one was, I don't know, maybe it's the other side of your brake chambers. I don't know. If you guys could let me know. Appreciate it. But let's see, there's PTO and differential. Lock in and pull this up. We don't have any starter rate on it, so that's no big deal. For the dump box, pull up, push down. Other than that, let's go under the hood, I guess. Now, she does have a Cummins. Not quite sure the model. It says 855 on the tag. I'll show you that. Yeah, we drove her home. I still want to put new belts on it. They're loose. The hoses, they're hard. They need new ones. I already got a couple airlines going. I've been idling around, so I don't know. I'm hoping that's all that the problem is with that, for the oil coming out of the bottom here, the turbo. But change the oil, the coolant filter. Yeah, see, like these two hoses too. Just all the little stuff. Had to take this off. Sanded it out because it was full of rust. New filter. Then painted the inside of it. Just primered it. So the new filter. So everything's clean going in. I think what else? Had to do some wiring. Get all that stuff figured out. Let's see what else. I'll take you over to the tag. You guys can help me out with that. Let's see. There's a fuel filter. I think what else we had. Okay, well, here's the tag. I don't want to rub on it too much because it rubs off the information. But right here, it'll focus. 855. 855 CID. So, of course, I didn't know much about it because the door jamb says NTC 350. I think it says. Let's see, where does it say? Yeah, Cummins NTC 300. Cummins NTC 300. So that's what the sticker says. But then this has got an 855 Cummins. So is the 300 the horse? Is the 300, I mean, is that what this is? Or is this a 300, this, you know, small cam, big cam? I don't even know how to tell the difference in them because I can't find any information on them. I've yet to find any information on it. But yeah, if you guys can answer those questions for me, that would be awesome, because I'm kind of at a loss for that. And a washer jug. Still got to get one of them. Haven't found the original, but thinking I'm just going to have to go aftermarket and make something happen. The horns, those little horns, the car horns, I don't know. I guess I got to figure those out. There's no button on the steering wheel, so I don't know if there's another button someplace else or what that does that. But I got new brake chambers, 2 for the front, and then I just got 2 for the rear, or the first set of drive axles. These 2. The back one I had to end up replacing. Oh, back to where I guess I better get back to the story of how I got her out of here. Anyway, I went out there to go get it, and of course the starter didn't turn, so I took it out, brought it back home, 24 volt, and got her freed up spinning. It just basically just took it apart, cleaned everything up. Went back out there, and let's see, what do you call it? The 1224 starter solenoid, I think is what they call it, was bad. So back home we went, ordered one, went back out there, put that on there, got the wiring figured out, and I'll be damned if she just didn't fire right up. I gave her a little whiff of starting fluid, and man, I wish I had the video of that, but it kicked out every little bit of dust that was on this whole thing. And you'll see in the pictures, it just cotton and spider webs, and just cotton from the cottonwoods, spider webs and everything just kicked out. It was a total mess. But so yeah, so we got her started, and then I guess, well, the cat's gonna tell us where to go next, I guess. Then this brake valve, the valve was good, but the pedal wouldn't go down, or the pedal would move, but the little plunger that's inside of it was bad, or rusted. So we didn't have the tools to do that on site, so we went ahead and took it off and brought it back and fixed that, you know, cleaned her all up, lubed everything up, anti-seize on everything, went back out there, put it on there, and then that's when the fun started, because this tank I remounted. Let's see, where it was, this one right here for the drain was under here, under the cab, and those hoses were under there too. The nipple that was there is probably a 4-inch nipple, was leaking around here on the fitting onto the tank, and this tank was pretty new, so I don't know if they changed it or what, but all the way home, ding 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 ding, you could just hear that thing running. I mean, it was loud. So that's why this got moved, and that other seat got taken out, because, well, the seat was already out anyway at where we picked her up, because we took it out and put it in the back of the box. But mounted this over here. Had to get a new elbow for the exhaust. That was about it, except for the stack. Got a new one of those because the other one rusted out under here. She works. That other tank on the other side, I think it was right on this side. So I'm gonna put a picture of that. It had a hole in it, so we fixed that. And when we went back out there and put that back on, so we were pretty much good to go at that point. But still like to get some fenders for the front of this. But let's see what else. Oh, these were broke off. All there was is just, you can see where the rivets were for the top and the bottom, so I had to buy new straps just to get the deal here for the step. And I need a step for the other side, the battery box that comes up and goes over the batteries, there's one that's got a notch in it. You guys probably seen them. I got to get one of those so it's not so much of a jump up there. But new mirrors. What else? Had to get the box lifted up by the Bobcat, and then we got it full of fluid and got it working. So can't think of anything else we did. New mud flaps already. Got reverse lights and our backup alarm. 2 new lights in the back. The new brake chamber back here. Still gotta get new hoses back here. But other than that, that's about it so far. Oh, new lights on the side. I got the yellow ones up here, red ones here, and I put these in on both sides. So up here we found a railroad tie, cut it in half, put it up there. Other than a little bit of rust up on here and stuff like that, you can still see inside. And the floor is not too bad. There's a few holes, you might even see them, but not too bad though for what we paid for it, I think. But let me see if I can get it removed, and we'll. Oh, let's see. What's the other thing? Oh, what is this? Does that have a filter? I didn't take nothing apart, but what is that? Tell me what that thing is. I think it's oil, because it seems like it heats up with the oil. But let me know. The pump, I had to take that apart and put new bushings in on the input shaft right there for it. Get that to quit leaking. Other than that, let's see if we can do the brakes on her. So we're going to start changing those 2 brake pots. That one and the one on the other side. So anyway, we'll get to it and see if we can get this thing back on the road again.